In Cincinnati, the Reds are hosting the Montreal Expos. Pitcher Danny Jackson experienced tightness in his left shoulder while he was warming up, and he was scratched from tonight's start against the Expos. Scott Scudder started in place of the injured Jackson. In the top of the first inning with one out, Dave Martinez greets Scudder with his 7th home run of the season, a shot to right field to put Montreal up 1-0. RBI number 22 on the season for Dave Martinez. But in the bottom of the first inning, the Reds come through with 3 runs. With nobody out here, Paul O'Neill will hit a line drive single to center field off Mark Gartner, who has won 3 of his last 5 starts. Kevin Hatcher scores to tie the game up at 1 apiece. RBI number 47 on the season for O'Neill. And 2 sacrifice flies put the Reds up 3-1. In the top of the 4th inning with 1 out, Andres Galarraga pulls the Expos within 1 run of the Reds with his 8th home run of the season, a solo shot to left center field, and it's 3-2 Cincinnati. RBI number 46 on the year for Galarraga. In the bottom of the 4th, Mariano Duncan leads off the inning for the Reds with his 7th home run of the season, a shot to left center field that puts Cincinnati up 4-2. RBI number 27 on the season for Duncan. We move now to the top of the 6th. Scott Scudder struck out a career-high 9 6 1/3 innings. Here he'll get Larry Walker for his 9th strikeout of the game. Scudder improved to 2-2 as he made the impromptu start for Danny Jackson. In the bottom of the 7th, we'll see Tim Raines as he makes the great catch into the wall on O'Neill's fly ball to left field. But the Reds go on to win 6-2. Gardner takes the loss. He falls to 6-5. Cincinnati moves 24 games over 500 for the first time since 1981. It's a beautiful evening in Pittsburgh as the Pirates host the San Francisco Giants. The Giants have won 6 of their last 7 games. In the top of the 2nd inning, Bill Bafe leading off for the Giants. He picks up his 2nd home run of the season, a shot to left field off John Smiley, and it's 1-0 San Francisco. In the bottom of the 4th inning with 2 outs, it's Bobby Bonilla with a drive to left field. Kevin Mitchell will drop the ball off his glove right at the wall, and Bonilla will find himself at third base on the error to Mitchell. It's still in the 4th inning with 2 outs. The Pirates tie this game up at 1 apiece. Barry Bonds at the plate, and he bloops a single to left field. Bonilla scores, and it's all tied up at 1. But in the top of the 6th inning with 1 out, Matt Williams will take the first pitch he sees from John Smiley over the left field fence for a grand slam home run. His 4th career grand slam, his 18th home run of the season. It came with Brett Butler, Rick Parker, and Kevin Mitchell on board, and that put the Giants up 5-1. RBI 73, 74, 75, and 76 for Williams. Don Robinson allowed 2 earned runs on 4 hits in 8+ innings, and he raised his record to 6-1. He took a 2-hitter into the 9th inning before being relieved by Atlee Hammaker. In the bottom of the 7th there, he struck out Bobby Bonilla. In the top of the 8th inning, Matt Williams at the plate once again. He hits a shot to right field. It gets past Bobby Bonilla. Williams will go around the bases. He tries for an inside the park home run, but Jose Lean makes the relay to Mike LaValliere, and Williams is out at home plate. The Giants take it by the final score of 6-3. John Smiley, the losing pitcher, is 4-4. Robinson picking up the win is 6-1.
Good evening from the Astrodome in Houston. The Astros took on the New York Mets. In the top of the 1st inning, Howard Johnson left the game with a solo home run right field off Bill Gullickson. It was Johnson's 15th home run this season, and the Mets led 1-0. As you can see, the ball clearly went over the yellow line, but somehow was ruled double by first base umpire Charlie Williams. It was then overruled by second base umpire John McSherry, 1-0 New York. In the top of the 2nd inning, the Mets increased their lead to 2-0 when Mets center fielder Darryl Boston connected for a double into the right field corner, knocking in Ken McReynolds, RBI 23 for Boston, and the Mets led 2-0. But in the bottom of the 2nd inning, Houston got back a run when Javier Ortiz grounded out to first base, 3 unassisted. Craig Biggio scored, and the Mets led 2-1 in the bottom of the 2nd. Then, the top of the 3rd, the Mets increased their lead after Darryl Strawberry singled and stole second. Ken McReynolds drove him home with a line drive single to center field. It was McReynolds' 44th RBI, and the Mets led 3-1 in the top of the 3rd inning. Meanwhile, Mets started Dwight Good and pitched a fine ball game, striking out 10 for the 3rd time this season. And here in the bottom of the 4th inning, struck out Ken Caminiti looking with a tough curveball. Caminiti not too thrilled about his at-bat. And back in the dugout, he slammed the water cooler and then a rack of phones. Later in the 4th, Houston got back a run when Craig Biggio lined a single up the middle and knocked in Franklin Stubbs. And the Met lead was cut to 3-2. It was Biggio's 20th RBI. But on the top of the 6th inning, Darryl Boston doubled in a run and made the score 4-2. Then Dwight Gooden singled up the middle, knocking in Boston, and the Mets led 5-2. It was Gooden's 8th RBI this season. Next batter was Howard Johnson, and Johnson hit another long drive ball, this time to left field, and originally it was thought to be a home run, but it just missed as it hit the yellow line. The ball still in play, and Gooden was thrown at the plate. The play went 7-6-2. Kevin Elson later hit a solo home run and made the score 6-2. That was the final. Gooden got the win. He's 10-5. Bill Gullickson got the loss. He's 6-7. John Franco with 19 saves this season.
On Tuesday night, Luis Sojo and the Toronto Blue Jays in Seattle to take on the Mariners. Top of the first inning, Sojo hits the grounder to Edgar Martinez. He boots it not once but twice. That's an error on Martinez. Sojo is at first base. He would later score on a Fred McGriff groundout, and it was 1-0 Toronto as you take one more look at Edgar Martinez. In the bottom of the second inning, a great play coming up here from the Seattle side as Jim Lefebvre looks on. Tracy Jones, the left fielder for the Mariners. Despite a hurt knee, he'll run this one down out in left field as he robs Tony Fernandez of a hit, leaps, makes a catch, and slams into the wall. Tony Fernandez thought he had a hit, but Tracy Jones comes up with the nice play for the second out in the inning. Well, Fred McGriff has 4 RBIs through 6 innings in this game. Here he makes it 2-0 Blue Jays with this solo blast to the upper deck at the Kingdom. He's only the 20th player to ever hit one up there. It's his 22nd of the season, that one coming off of Brian Holman, and it was 2-0 Toronto. He later added an RBI single to make it 3-0. Let's take one more look at Fred McGriff's upper deck swing. And there's Blue Jays clubhouse clown George Bell trying to get the cameraman to take a look at Kelly Gruber's face. Well, in the bottom of the 6th inning with David Wells still pitching, 2 outs and the bases loaded, who better to have up there than Alvin Davis, who prior to this at-bat had 6 career grand slams. Well, he hits his 7th career grand slam as he puts this one in the right field seats. It's his 7th home run of the season also, as that makes it 4-3 Seattle. David Wells gives up the grand slam to Alvin Davis, who makes a habit of this as he hits his 7th career grand slam. In the top of the 7th inning, after Fred McGriff knocked in his 4th run of the night with the sacrifice fly to tie it at 4, Rance Mullenix up with 2 outs facing reliever Keith Comstock. He singles back up the middle. Scoring on the play is Luis Sojo, and it was 5-4 Toronto. But in the bottom of the 7th inning, Seattle comes back to tie it up as Harold Reynolds knocked in a run. Then in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs, Edgar Martinez doubles into right field. That scores Alvin Davis from first base. That gives the Mariners a 6-5 lead as both the tying and go-ahead runs come off of Dwayne Ward with 2 outs. This update from Seattle, the final out of the game, Mike Schooler gets his 24th save of the year. The runner on first base at Borders. Mike Schooler will strike him out for the win. The final 7-5 Seattle. The winner is Mike Jackson. He's 4-3. Dwayne Ward in relief takes the loss. He's 1-5. And Schooler gets save number 24 by striking out Pat Borders to end it.
Tuesday evening from Tiger Stadium in Detroit, the Tigers took on the Chicago White Sox. In the bottom of the first inning, the Tigers got 3 runs off Chicago starter Melito Perez. First, Alan Trammell doubled down the left field line, knocking in Lou Whitaker. RBI 54 Trammell. Tony Phillips went to second base. He later scored on double play, 2-0 Tigers. Later in the first, Dave Bergman with the triple off the wall in right center field. Alan Trammell scored off camera, and the Tigers led 3-0 after 1 inning of play, as Dave Bergman chugged into third base with the triple. Then the top of the 6th inning, with the Tigers leading 3-1, Chicago came back for 3 runs to take the lead. First, Ivan Calderon doubled down the right field line, just fair for a double. Robin Ventura scored early from first base, and the lead was cut to 3-2 in the top of the 6th inning. Then later in the 6th, Dan Pasqua absolutely crushes a 2-run homer to the upper deck in right field off Jack Morris. It was Pasqua's 10th home run this season. RBIs 33 and 34 as Calderon scored on the home run. The White Sox led 4-3 en route to their 7-3 victory. Picked up the victory to raise the record to 9-7 this season. And here back in the bottom of the 4th inning, he struck out Larry Sheets. Sheets did not agree with the call, but nonetheless, it was a strikeout. Jack Morris got the loss for the Tigers. He drops to 8-11. Once again, the White Sox 7-3 over the Tigers Tuesday evening in Detroit. Tuesday evening from Yankee Stadium, the Yankees took on Bo Jackson and the Kansas City Royals, and it was quite the Bo show. As in the top of the first inning, he belted a two-run homer to straightaway center field. His 17th home run, RBIs 51 and 52, as George Brett scored a home run, 2-0 Kansas City. In the bottom of the second, a single by Kevin Maas made the score 2-1. Then in the top of the third, it was Bill Bacota with his first home run of the season, a solo shot to left field off Yankee starter Andy Hawkins, and the Kansas City lead was 3-1. Still in the top of the third, it was Bo Jackson once again, and once again he belted a two-run homer, this time to right field. His 18th of the season, RBIs 53 and 54, as George Brett once again scored on the home run, 5-1 Kansas City in the top of the third inning. Then in the top of the fifth inning, the Royals increased their lead to 8-1 as Bo Jackson did it again with his third home run of the game, this time a three-run shot down the right field line. His 19th home run. He now has 58 RBIs, and he had 7 RBIs in the game, tying his career high. The Royals led 8-1 in the top of the fifth inning. But in the bottom of the fifth inning, the Yankees started their comeback as Steve Sax belted a three-run homer to left field off Kansas City starter Storm Davis. It was Sax's second home run of the season, RBIs 22, 23, and 24, as Roberto Kelly and Deion Sanders scored on the home run, 8-4 Kansas City. Then in the bottom of the sixth inning, the Yankees came back even more as Deion Sanders belted an inside-the-park home run to center field, just past Bo Jackson's diving attempt. 3 runs scored in the play as Kevin Maas and Alvaro Espinosa scored. Sanders now has 2 home runs and 8 RBIs on the year. And watch the play at home plate. The collision with Mike McFarland. He originally missed home plate, then he tagged it, and Sanders was all pumped up as the Yankees cut the lead to 8-7 on the play. Bo Jackson had to leave the game due to stiffness in his shoulder. But in the top of the 7th inning, the Royals got some insurance, and Willie Wilson grounded a single to center field that knocked in Kevin Seitzer and George Brett. RBIs 30 and 31, and the Royals led 10-7. That was the final. Storm Davis got the win. He's 3-6. Andy Hawkins got the loss. He's 1-8. Jeff Montgomery, 11 saves this season.
In Baltimore on Tuesday night, Bobby Valentine and the Texas Rangers in town to take on the Orioles. Texas had an RBI sacrifice fly by Ruben Sierra to make it 1-0. That came in the top of the first inning. Then Pete Harnisch would set down 22 straight between the first and the ninth. He strikes out the side in the second inning. There he gets Kevin Reimer swinging. So Pete Harnisch throwing the ball pretty good tonight. Bottom of the second inning now with 2 outs. Mike Devereaux, the batter. He hits this fly ball out into right center field. Pete Incaviglia and Ruben Sierra both go over, but neither one catch it. Scoring on the play is Hewlett, an RBI for Devereaux, and that tied the score up at 1 apiece. And Devereaux ends up on second with the RBI double. And here's a couple of Baltimore pitchers checking out the action. Great play coming up here by Tim Hewlett, third baseman for the Orioles, as he fields this ball hit up the middle off of Pete Harnisch's leg. He fires over to first baseman Randy Milligan. They get Green at first base. Great play by Hewlett. Here's another look as Green's ball goes off of Harnisch's leg, but right over to Tim Hewlett, who makes the nice ranging play and then guns it over to first for the out. Not a whole lot of action going on in the Texas bullpen. Just Jeff Russell stretching out his pitching arm with the stretching device. In the bottom of the fourth inning with Kevin Brown pitching for Texas, Joe Orsulak up to bat. 2 on and none out, and Joe Orsulak will crack this 3-run homer. This gives the Orioles a 4-1 lead, and this would prove that all the runs that they would need as this one goes off the foul pole. And that's a 3-run homer, 4-1 as the Orioles take the lead. Kevin Brown was upset with the pitch selection right before that with his catcher Mike Stanley, and he wasn't too thrilled when he gave up that home run. So the Orioles led it 4-1. Here's another look as it goes off the foul pole in right. Great catch coming up here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Kevin Brown still pitching, and Jeff Hewson will make the catch as it's hit by Joe Orsulak, fouled over there near the Baltimore dugout, but Hewson goes over and makes the grab, and then the Baltimore Orioles make the grab of Jeff Hewson. Craig Worthington grabs a hold of him. Yes, that's an out. Great play by Jeff Hewson. The final in this one is 5-3 Baltimore. Pete Harnisch gets the win. He's now 8-5. The loser is Kevin Brown. And getting the save is Greg Olson as you take one more look at the great play by Jeff